Hello and welcome to the Silverman Show. I'm your host Ilene, and on this week's program, our guests from Best Buddies International share how they are creating a more inclusive world for those with special needs. We invite you to join their upcoming friendship walk and explore how becoming a best buddy can be a life-changing experience. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us for our program. I'm delighted to introduce my guest, Stephanie Moore, Vice President, State Operations and Mission Advancement for Best Buddies International. And it's wonderful, Stephanie, to have you here.
Thank you.
Well, I am so pleased, and the more I have learned about Best Buddies International and our local area and UF chapter and all of Best Buddies, I'm just so impressed with this nonprofit and all that you are accomplishing and have accomplished. So,
thank you.
This is a great privilege to let our viewers know all about it. So I'm going to sit back for a moment here and say, share with us what is Best Buddies?
Absolutely. Well, we are so excited to be here. Thank you for having us. Best Buddies is the largest organization in the world that's dedicated to helping promote inclusion for people with intellectual disabilities. That includes people of all different types of intellectual disabilities. We serve people who have Down syndrome, autism, Fragile X, Williams syndrome, and many undiagnosed intellectual disabilities.
All right.
So we really make it about the individual and not about their disability.
And that, in the end, is what maybe we all want to begin to understand when we look at the world in general and our own community. We see there are differences, but we want to have that word inclusion.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And so how does Best Buddies accomplish this? Well, before you get to that, tell me how it began. Way back, 1987.
Right. Well, so it began back in 1987. Our founder and chairman, Anthony Kennedy Shriver, you may recognize that name.
I do.
He grew up in the Kennedy Shriver family.
Right.
That's been super huge advocates for our mission and for people with intellectual disabilities. His mother was Eunice Kennedy Shriver, who founded Special Olympics. And so literally being the youngest of 5 Kennedy Shriver children, grew up with Special Olympics in his backyard. And so Anthony viewed and saw the friendships that were made from coaches and participants in Special Olympics and thought, wouldn't it be a great idea if we had that friendship happening all the year around, not just around the athletic competitions. So when he was in college at Georgetown, he got together with some of the teams, brought them together and said, hey, let's partner up with a host site and we'll all be buddies with individuals who are living in that host site. And so that was really how Best Buddies was started, was when he went to school at Georgetown. And then in 1989, when he graduated, he created Best Buddies International. And we've been around for 33 years as a result and have expanded. We have programs now in 57 countries.
Yes, amazing.
In all 50 states.
Yes. And Florida has quite a number of programs.
Florida has a lot of our programs. We're actually, our national headquarters are located in Miami, but beyond that, very fortunate. But beyond that, we have all of our programs in Florida. So all 8 of our programs across 4 pillars, and we have the most program participants in all of the continental U.S. in Florida.
Oh, I'm impressed with us.
Florida's always been a leader.
And what a very wonderful history. And so explain those pillars and how it has evolved over these years.
So our programs really start as clubs on school campuses.
Okay.
And so we started out with colleges because that's where we started at Georgetown. And from there, we went across the country opening up college chapters. And like any great mission that starts out, we realized, you know what, this is great. What's the next step? And for Best Buddies, we realized really this program would be even more instrumental if we started earlier. So then we expanded to have high school chapters. Right. So we have school chapters in high schools and then middle schools and now elementary schools. And our chapters run pretty basically. We match, we're a school club, where we match individuals who have a disability with individuals who do not in a one-to-one friendship. And it's this peer-to-peer mentoring friendship that really creates social inclusion and changes the attitudes around disabilities on school campuses.
And I would say from both sides, those who come into it with a disability, those who come into it to be a best buddy,
Absolutely.
each gains.
Yep.
And learns from each other.
And that's really how our mission pillars began, because we realized too, friendship is really the most crucial piece, right? And you look to all the different areas that support people who have disabilities and intellectual disabilities. There's something about that social inclusion, and everyone can relate to that.
It is the most difficult.
It's the most difficult, and also it's the thing that can make all the difference in getting a job and being able to live independently, and being able to
socialize,
be a part of society,
and as you say, have friends.
Right.
Which is crucial to what makes us all happy.
It is. And so everyone can relate to that and remember like how special friendship has been to them throughout their lives and how much it's meant to them. And so really our core program pillar was friendship. And then we've expanded, again, seeing the needs that are there. So we really, our mission is to support people with intellectual disabilities so they live their best lives and are fully included. So that is, they're living independently, they're able to have jobs, they are able to have friendships, and they're able to self-advocate for themselves. And so through that, we expanded beyond our friendship program pillar to include our leadership development pillar, which helps people with intellectual disabilities become ambassadors and learn how to speak and advocate for themselves.
Right. I mean, it's such a wonderful package all together, everything relating one to the other, so well thought out. It's just very impressive. And we're going to take a quick break. Okay. More to cover. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back talking about Best Buddies International with Stephanie Moore. And Stephanie, we were talking about all the different programs that Best Buddies offers, so continue on.
Absolutely. So we have programs in all of our schools. We have programs in elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, and colleges. And we really function as a school club. So we have an advisor, we have a student leader, a chapter president, and then they operate as a school club, and we have people join the club, and we have them fill out membership applications, and then we match them. So it's really a great...
So that's how you get
we get them together, right.
It's such a different way that nonprofits operate. Yours is different, and I love the whole idea. Because it would seem to get more people involved this way, particularly younger people.
Absolutely. We are definitely a volunteer-led organization. Yes. And that's something we really pride ourselves on, is that we, through the power of our volunteers, we're reaching hundreds of thousands of people. We impact more than 1 million people annually, and that's really through our volunteers. All of our chapters are run by volunteers. We're going to hear from some volunteers in a little bit from Best Buddies. And so that's really what's so key to helping us get chapters, is finding the volunteers to help us start them.
That's the motivation. It kicks it off. And what about, here in Alachua County, what schools are you operating at, and where are your chapters now?
Right. Currently we have chapters at Gainesville High School. We're opening a chapter at Buchholz High School. We had a chapter at St. Patrick's Parish School. Some of our chapters had to pause due to COVID, but we're looking forward to opening more. We have the ability to open 5 to 10 more chapters in the area.
Oh,
and
impressive.
Would love to have community support in that.
Yes. So, and define community support, because I see they function in the university or in the schools, as you say. You've got your volunteers, your ambassador, your club president. How can the community help to make your vision?
Yes. Well, we would love to have people. We'd love to have people support through volunteering, so they can obviously, if they want to get a school opened at one of their students' schools, they can talk to the administration. We have staff and volunteers who can come meet. We basically need to have an advisor, so someone from the school, the administration on board, and then a student, and then a student leader. So we need to have a student who will be the president of the chapter, and that's how the chapter gets started.
It's easy.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
very,
you got to get it done.
We do.
Understand.
We do.
But that is a wonderful opportunity. We've got a lot of schools, and you're starting at elementary.
Absolutely.
And this seems to be. It seems that COVID, the pandemic, I know it's not been kind in many ways, and again, like you said, has made some of the clubs at the schools had to kick back, or even harder to get started again, given everything. But it has made, I think, all of us, I hope, more aware of the need to be more inclusive, of the need to look at each other with friendlier eyes, and to say we're all one.
Absolutely.
And we need to still get that word out. So for someone who's dealing with these intellectual disabilities, these challenges in schools. Can you help us understand some of that?
Yes. So I think a lot of people will recognize and know that for a very long time, people were segregated in schools. There were special education classes weren't necessarily included in the general education population.
Right.
So people with special needs who have intellectual disabilities weren't given an opportunity for socialization. And that's so key.
They were just put in that
They
other
were just
room.
put in a different classroom,
Yeah.
right? So part of Best Buddies is we want to change the lives of people who are in our programs, people who are matched in our friendships, but we also want to change the environment at school. We want to create a really inclusive society, an inclusive climate at the school. And that starts by people visually seeing people with disabilities included in all school activities.
Right, being with them.
Being with them.
a part of what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then realizing this is okay.
Exactly.
This works.
Right. And so it's been huge for us in our schools. It's helped propel our other programs. We have a supported employment program and an independent living program. But here in the greater Gainesville area, we're really focusing on our school expansion.
And I can see, you even think how hard it is just sometimes when you think back to your high school and middle school. I mean, going to lunch and will anybody ask you to sit at their table? Right. All these things are, and just think how that is so much more magnified by a young person dealing with other issues that we can't even begin to
understand. There are so many parents who've had children in our programs who've said, this was the first time that my child had a phone call directly for them, that a friend was calling them. And it's the things that we take for granted, going to a restaurant and being asked by the waitress what they want to order.
Instead of someone's
ordering for them.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Well done. We're going to take another quick break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back talking about Best Buddies International, and I'm pleased to introduce Rachel Siegel and Maggie Rowan, members of the UF chapter of Best Buddies. And I am delighted to have both of you here. And just getting to know you and talk about your UF chapter of Best Buddies it is a privilege. You are doing some great things, both of you, and not just members, but Rachel, you are chairing the Friendship Walk. So first, let's start talking about that.
Yeah, so our walk this year is going to be April 3rd at Flavin Field at 10 a.m. And I'm actually super excited about it because I have never gotten to experience an in-person UF walk. And I just know that it's something that the buddies always get so excited about because we have a lot of really cool events like tie-dye t-shirts and photo booths and even live music and food. So it's something that everyone in Best Buddies looks forward to.
Right, a lot. It's a happening.
Yeah.
A lot going on. And Maggie, what about you? I know you're excited because once again, no one's gotten to a walk,
Right.
Pandemic got in the way.
This is my first year also to experience an in-person walk and even in Best Buddies at UF, and I'm super excited. We're really trying this year to make this a community-wide event, so beyond just UF's chapter of Best Buddies, trying to get other UF organizations involved, other Gainesville organizations, and I'm really excited because I feel like this year I've formed a lot of great relationships with the buddies at UF, and I know this is something they all look forward to and something they have been looking forward to for a while, and that's finally coming close.
I am so pleased. April 3rd, that Sunday, it is going to be a special day. Yes. Definitely. So tell us, how can more people get involved? What's the best way?
So you can actually go to bestbuddiesfriendshipwalk.org.
Okay.
Something like that. And all you have to do is click the button that says register and you can form a team. Anyone can form a team.
Okay.
And it's free. So it's super easy. You just follow the steps in the website and you can choose to start fundraising if you want.
Right,
and if you fundraise $50, you'll actually receive our walk shirt.
Oh, yeah, which everybody needs because they can wear it.
It's so cute.
So cute.
And Maggie?
So we already have some teams formed from UF.
Okay,
we have lots of organizations, sororities, fraternities, honor societies, things like that. So we are really working to make this a campus-wide event. On top of that, we are reaching out to sponsors and local businesses to try to improve our walk. So like Rachel was talking about earlier, we have things like the tie-dye shirts, the photo booth, things like that, to just make this a special day for everyone and to just take this and just make it special after not having it for a couple years.
Yes, and there's so much planning that goes into this because this is all of Best Buddies as volunteers, but you both are volunteering quite a lot of hours to plan this friendship walk and talk about sponsors. I know on that website you have all different opportunities for businesses, for individuals to come aboard and underwrite different, the friendship walk and be a part of it in that way.
Yeah.
So people can find out a lot of information.
Yeah, we have a sponsorship packet that kind of talks about all the benefits a business can receive based on like the level of the monetary donation, and it includes lots of benefits such as social media recognition. Their logo will actually even be on our walk shirt and will be posted all over our walk.
No, those are very good things, and I know just the feelings that you are expressing and that you talk about. We're going to run out of time, but we're going to still have more time to talk with both of you. But I'm just so impressed because you are spending quality time to improve someone else's life. And I know you would answer back that it does the same for both of you. But you're making it happen. So tell us one more time, though, okay? When is that friendship walk?
April 3rd, 10 a.m. at Flavitt Field.
Okay. And everyone's invited?
Definitely.
Yes.
Empower inclusion.
Okay. Those are our key words. Okay. And we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. Stay with us. We'll be back with more. We're back talking about Best Buddies International with Rachel and Maggie, and I've so enjoyed listening to what you both had to say about the friendship walk, but I can clearly see that the Best Buddies program has impacted you in very positive ways. Can you share some of that, Rachel?
Yeah, so I feel like I've learned a lot of leadership skills that I did not have before through my involvement in Best Buddies, not only by being a peer buddy, but have also by being the friendship walk chair and the fundraising coordinator last year. I have learned how to organize an event, how to get sponsors, and all kinds of stuff that I know will prepare me for the future.
Oh, excellent training for many different things. And just to become a leader is so important. And what about you, Maggie?
Yeah, so as a freshman, I definitely am looking to pursue leadership in Best Buddies as I progress throughout University of Florida. But I was also a peer buddy in high school, and I am still one now. And I feel like through Best Buddies, beyond anything else, I've just learned just how to approach life with a different outlook. Like this whole organization is dedicated to people who experience things or have challenges that are beyond what many other people experience, and it's just very eye-opening to see people take those and just make it amazing. And I had a buddy.
It's a perspective.
It is a perspective, and it just completely changes your outlook on things. I had a buddy in high school who she has autism, and she referred to it as her superpower, and just that alone just makes you think like,
oh my gosh, if they can do that.
You can do anything.
Yes.
And I just feel like through the Peer Buddy program in Best Buddies, I've just learned so much about how to just approach life through a different outlook and just my relationships in general that I don't think I could have gained.
You couldn't have come to that, especially at still a young age.
Yes.
Yes. And the Peer Buddy program, so just one more time, is matching you with your buddy.
Yes, so it's a one-on-one partnership with our buddies, and throughout the year we'll have events very regularly. Super fun. We'll have socials. Like we just had a Palentine's social. We made like bracelets and decorated cookies, things like that. And it's just really fun to spend that time with them, which is another reason I'm really excited to.
Right, back to the friendship walk, because all those buddies will be with all of their friends.
Absolutely.
So the Peer Buddy program will be turning up in full force.
Oh yeah, the Best Buddies are always counting down the days until the friendship walk. They are so excited.
I can understand. And so, but events go on throughout the whole year. But this friendship walk, it's like a real celebration of all that you do.
Yeah, that's actually how Best Buddies words it. We say it's a celebration of our cause to create an inclusive environment for those with IDD. And so it's just a place where they can like celebrate everything that they've been fighting for their entire life.
Wow. And I know you got started in high school, Tampa, and you're from Fort Myers.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a reason that this, spoke to you, that you said, I want to be a part of this?
Well, I think like something for me is like my parents have always taught me that like, you always need to be a good friend to someone. Like you need to treat people how you want to be treated. And I unfortunately saw some people with IDD not being treated how they should be treated. And that made me like kind of sad because no one should be treated like that, especially if you haven't are someone with IDD. So it kind of made me, I wanted to like continuously like advocate for them. So that's why like I decided to continue working in Best Buddies in high school. I mean, from high school to college.
Into college.
Mm-hmm.
Well said. And with the Friendship Walk, Maggie, the funds raised will, of course, help your chapter that you are members of, Best Buddies, but also within the schools. Give you more opportunity, right, for getting into the middle and high schools.
Absolutely. It'll help not only with our chapter planning events, making sure that we're like keeping up and are able to regularly do things, but also, we're looking to start more chapters in the Gainesville community, and that'll help with that as well.
Right.
Sure.
So this is a real opportunity for everybody to get on board and make more Best Buddies happen. And what were you going to say?
Yeah, and then so like the money that we fundraise throughout the year
Right.
for this Friendship Walk also like goes towards all the programs that Best Buddies is working so hard that's creating that inclusive environment for those with IDD. So that's why like we really we push fundraising throughout the year and do all kinds of like really fun give back nights, and we're always looking for sponsors because we know like where that money's going, and we know like how happy like it makes the buddies.
Right.
So.
It's the smile on the face.
Yeah.
Oh, well said. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Maggie, and all the great information from Stephanie Moore. I appreciate all of you. And I hope I will see you on Sunday, April 3rd for the Friendship Walk in support of Best Buddies International. I'm glad you tuned in, and I hope you'll join us next time. Take care.